This week, mysterious signals,
Rock and roll.
and yes, we address it.
This is the front page.
Welcome to the front page, the show that brings you the top voted content of the week from the social news website reddit.com. I'm Tyler Slayton.
And I'm Neil Figuracion.
All right. There's something we need to talk about before we get started today.
I didn't mean to date your girlfriend.
What? That's fine. No. It's something way more controversial than that.
Oh, good. I mean, not good.
So, at a certain point, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do a show this week. Last week, Reddit nearly imploded.
There was a meltdown.
There was a bit of a meltdown. Obviously we were able to do a show this week, or we wouldn't be here. But yeah, there was right after we taped last week, the day after, something happened where, well, you know what? I want to preface everything by saying this. The Reddit community is full of a bunch of intelligent, talented, positive people, and
That's unusual for the internet.
that is true. But they're the people that they literally make this show possible. We couldn't do it without them. But since the community is so vast, there's also a small but extremely vocal group of ignorant, uncreative, negative, I hesitate to say people. And the people of that group got very upset last week because Reddit, the company, not the community, because you need to remember, Reddit is a business. It is a service that a lot of people use, and there is a community around it, but it is a business.
Facebook is a business.
Exactly. Twitter, same thing. They're all businesses. They decided that they needed to ban a handful of subreddits due to violations of their anti-harassment policy. And the big one, big because it had the most followers of the ones that got banned, was this place, the subreddit called Fat People Hate. And if you're not familiar...
Does that mean like hate for fat people?
Yeah, it is exactly as morally disgusting as it sounds. I don't really need to go into it because if you're not familiar with it, you didn't miss much. But some people got upset that got taken down. The reason it got taken down is because basically anything within legal limits on Reddit, anything goes, as long as it stays within its individual communities. But what the people on this particular subreddit decided to do is they went outside their subreddits to other subreddits, or they went outside their subreddit to other subreddits. They went outside to other online platforms. They went out to Facebook and 4chan and other stuff, and they started harassing other people. And Reddit decided, look, at a certain point, we're accountable for what happens on our service, so we need to get rid of this. And a bunch of people took that as, that's Reddit selling out, that's them censoring, that's a violation of our First Amendment rights, which, let's stop right there. It is absolutely not a violation of your First Amendment rights. You need to review what your First Amendment rights are. But yeah, and the place kind of went mental for a good 72-hour period where that's the only thing that was being talked about, and that's the reason why I didn't think we could do this show, because
that's all we would have.
That's all we would have. That's all the material we would have. So yeah, and it's something that I don't want to. I don't want to give Reddit a negative connotation. This is it wasn't an isolated incident because it totally blew up. But, it's just a representation of a very small part of Reddit.
Well, Well, the internet is full of people who are loud and think that
Right.
that means that they're also right.
Yeah, and I don't know, and the place went nuts, like trying to get the CEO fired, and like trying to bring like they tried to do like sequels to Fat People Hate, where it's like they're trying to splinter it off into other subreddits, and those are getting shut down, and it was a whole crazy thing. And luckily, it seems that things have cooled off, and I hope that like I don't know, because there were like two groups that were against this. There was people who felt they had a right to to go on the internet and harass and make fun of people that they don't particularly like.
Which we really don't have a right to do.
No, you absolutely do not. Unless you go and build your own server farm and set up your own website, you can go do that as much as you want. And, you know, to those people, I say, if you're really that upset, maybe find another outlet for whatever is going on. And then there were kind of more rational people who were just like, well, what does this mean? Like, do they just shut down anything? And Reddit has come out and said, like, listen, we're not banning, we're not trying to ban communication or ideas. We're just kind of protecting the people that, you know, are patrons of our service. So really, this is not going to affect any other subreddits unless you fall under this harassment. Unless your whole deal is let's go out and, you know, be anarchists and try and mess up, try and
Well, beyond
ruin
just
as
being
many
anarchists,
people. Yeah.
I mean being awful people to other people.
Sure, and they might not realize that they're being awful people, and maybe they do, and that's how they get their kicks. Whatever. This isn't. As long as you stay within your, even if your message is something that most people do not agree with, as long as you keep it within your tiny, and I mean tiny as in number of people in tiny-minded community, it's fine. Yeah, go have your little hateful parties. But yeah, I guess that's everything. It was kind of a weird time, and hopefully, like I said, like cooler heads will prevail, and we'll all just go like, oh, that was a weird thing, and
Well, I as the guy who doesn't know anything about Reddit, I did actually hear a blip of it.
yes, this did make it out into non-Reddit space.
Yeah.
Not just through our show, but through it was on a few places, and it was a shame. Well, not a shame. It's a shame that it had to happen at all, but. You know, it literally happened the day we put our episode up. Like, I go on Reddit and it's burning to the ground, it would seem.
Will Reddit survive?
And it will. It will prevail, and our show will also prevail. We'll continue this
Will
silly
the front
little
page
internet show.
survive? Yes.
Speaking of a silly little internet show, let's get into our silly little
Let's do
internet
this.
show. And I'm starting with this this particular story on purpose because it's it is a very positive and interesting story. It was submitted by the Magnificent Casmo. That's a cool name. To Today I Learned. And today I learned Sweden has instituted a countrywide program where citizens can enroll to receive an SMS message when there is a heart attack victim nearby, allowing them to reach them faster than an ambulance and provide CPR. This links to an article on CPR.com where I guess it's like, I don't know, there's not really an app I can compare it to, unless it's like a weird...
Like an Amber Alert?
So, yeah, kind of. It's like an Amber Alert, but like a very localized Amber Alert for heart attack victims.
How
where-
does the app actually know that a heart attack is going on?
I think it's, I don't know if it like reroutes, you know, whatever the Swedish equivalent of a 911 call is, or if it's like a life alert thing. But what happens is, like, what is it? Over 1,500 people with CPR skills have enrolled in the program, and I think it said anyone within a quarter mile, it uses the GPS on your phone, anyone within a quarter mile of a heart attack victim gets an SMS message and goes, and sees the location and goes, oh, there's someone having a heart attack right now. I'm going to book it over there and give them CPR. And the crazy thing is, in 40% of cases, it's called SMS lifesavers, arrived before ambulances and started providing CPR, and like has saved a ton of people.
I feel like in America that would lead to a bunch of lawsuits.
There's probably some red tape, but it's sort of like, fine, lawsuits, whatever. Like, we're still saving lives.
I hope so. I mean, it sounds like a very cool idea for a very different culture.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I just think of,
it does sound very Swedish.
Someone has had, yeah, it does. If someone has had CPR put, how many CPR lawsuits do I hear about?
I guess maybe it is just a different culture over there, like a legal culture over there.
Yeah.
Where that's not necessarily a problem, but yeah, I think it's a super cool idea.
I mean, that idea that people can help each other is very cool.
And the worst thing that happens is like two people show up, like you and I show up, and some guy's having a heart attack, and just, do you want to? I mean, you could do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, please. No, please.
No, after you, please.
All right.
I'll go.
I like that we got through that whole bit without doing
the Chip and Dale.
Oh, I was going to say the Swedish Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking it the whole time.
Which, by the way, Swedish Chef, this is a complete side note, Swedish Chef, like the last accepted form of racism. The last accepted, like, family-friendly racism that, like, we got rid of all that stuff in, like, Disney movies, but now it's just,
still
like,
exists.
Totally okay that, like...
That he's Swedish. I feel like it's that thing. The joke for me was that, he's not a French chef.
What are you saying? That's racist, that Swedish people can't be chefs.
Well, they're not... Sweden's not known for its cuisine besides, like, meatballs.
You've never had...
I have not been to IKEA for food.
Oh. I guess there's the meatballs. I was going to go with, like, shark or something. I don't know.
Are there sharks in Sweden?
I don't know. All right, now I'm being racist. We should move on.
Okay.
All right. Second thing is a video. This was submitted by Don Caliente. Also, everyone's got a good name today. To subreddit GIFs. This is the mark of a true rock star. This is fantastic. Oops. Turn the volume on there. Wait for it. Come on. Like,
I'm surprised that they could throw that, whatever it was it a beer?
I believe it was a beer. Hopefully it was a beer. Because he just kind of went for it.
Like, without splashing it all over everyone.
Right. It's just, like, it's not enough that you're the lead singer of this band. And everyone's like...
on what would be a stage dive for most people.
It's like you're already the coolest person in the room, and then you have to up it like crazy, where like you have superpowers now. At that point, that cup could be full of poison, and it's just like, no, I can't not drink it. Did you see what I just did?
Yeah.
Also, I just noticed this dude down in the corner who just hears everyone cheering and kind of responds. Like, he has no idea what just happened.
Which guy are you pointing at?
The guy down here, like, holding up his leg.
Oh.
It was just like, woo! I
like
assumed something amazing! Yeah. I guess I should give credit. The band, well, I don't know if it's the band or that's the person's name, but it's John Coffey.
Live Op Pink Pop Festival.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like an American, I don't know where this is, but that's amazing. And that guy, that's a rock star move right there.
That is a pretty badass move.
All right.
Have you seen any, like, I'm remembering the most epic stage dive I can remember, which was at a Black Eyed Peas concert before they became pop stars.
Oh, so
they were underground rap.
This is pre-Fergie?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
And, like, it was at the House of Blues in Anaheim at the Downtown Disney.
Okay.
Dude, stage dive from the second floor balcony into the audience. That was an epic stage dive. I had never seen a stage dive like that before.
Yeah, I'd be out, I think. Like, I think I'd get up there and just be like, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be sensible.
That was a fun show.
Yeah, that'd be good. I would not want to do a stage dive that crazy. I've never crowd surfed. I've kind of wanted to, but the awkward like what do you do? I don't even know what you do. Just like, hey guys, I'm gonna crowd surf now. Could you please?
I think it's something
me?
that kind of it's the flow, right? Like if there's a crowded enough room, the crowd might pass you.
Yeah, but I just don't understand how you like get it started. I don't know. It's just the beginning.
It's not like you have to snowboard on them. It's just the people will move you or not.
No, but like, how do you get up there? How do you go like?
You jump off the stage.
I've seen people like just. I don't know. It's beyond me. This is a young man's game, and I'm not about to do it. I might have to go the rest of my life without having never crowd surfed.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Next story. This one. Speaking of danger, this one, I like the title of this one. This is submitted by How are Yao, YAO. All right. This is also GIFs. We found the video. You know what? I'm going to show the GIF first. The title of this is "The Sea is a Harsh Mistress." This is in the North Sea between Britain and Scandinavia. And that's terrifying. What makes it less terrifying, though, is I found the original video, and if you listen to the audio of it, you'll hear what I assume is the captain, I guess, and whoever's with him.
Get the fuck up!
Oh, you catch it.
That's fucking awesome!
Like, what?
Just got it! 20 seconds to go! That's fucking awesome!
Alright, first of all, crazy boatman. No. It is not. No part of that is fucking awesome. That's terrifying.
When I was a kid, I used to fight the waves at the beach.
Well,
Punch them with karate.
This is what you could have been had you stuck with it. This master of the sea. Who
I would love to see the outside of this boat, or the outside of the camera view of this boat, to see exactly how vertical it's going.
Right. You do get it's a very weird perspective of the video.
Right. Because I can't tell exactly. It feels like I'm going down a roller coaster at that moment.
Right.
Now I'm back up.
But even then, without the feeling of this, just the visual is, I'd be like, well, I this is it. Like, this is how the strange tale of Tyler ends in the North Sea.
Oh, Tyler.
But yeah, that's some craziness, and just another example of a person on this show that's way cooler than I'll ever be. And
well, you don't like skateboarding or anything. You've
This
never
is-
been skateboarding. This would be like
are you
a
saying
very
this?
intense snowboard trip.
Yeah, this is definitely too much movement for my taste. I don't need any part of this. Really, the ocean, kind of just
Have
like.
you ever been on the ocean?
I've been on a Carnival cruise.
Okay.
Like
It's
that.
probably not going to be going into waters like this.
No.
But
Yeah, and also, oh, you know what? We'll just go to this. Here's another reason to stay out of the ocean. This is this is a video of. Come on. No, nothing is adorable about this. This video is one of the largest great whites ever filmed. I think he's high-fiving. That is, it's like an estimated like 18 feet long or something. It's
that's a very big fish.
That's horrifying. That is a.
He just wants a hug.
just wants one of those interior hugs where he digests you. Is that what you're talking about?
You didn't even bite the guy.
Yeah, today. Like, listen, I'm all about, like, animal, like, proper animal treatment. And I'm not saying this one deserves... Look at that. Tried to bite something.
No, he just opened his mouth to say hi.
But this is...
That is a very big animal.
That's your...
I
You
mean,
were... All right, just so you know, that guy in the scuba suit...
He's like 6 feet tall.
Well, I'm saying he is on an equal part of the food chain as those little fish swimming around right now. He is... Also...
Well, and those fish aren't running.
Yeah, I get. Okay, so he's also at the intelligence level of these fish because he's standing on a shark cage,
Yeah.
and there's a shark.
The shark high-fived him.
That is the aquatic equivalent of not wearing your seatbelt. Right there is. I have a shark cage. There's a record-breaking shark around me. Maybe I should step inside. And he messes with it. He tries to, touch the shark.
That's exactly... Yeah, I get that. You and I have different inclinations towards what's cute and what's not.
There's nothing... I respect it, but there's nothing cute about that. Cute things don't usually make me, want to pee myself.
Well, I'm glad that you aren't peeing right now.
Right.
It's big. It looks like it's eaten well.
It definitely has. I don't know. It must be an older shark because, I mean, if it's one of the largest
you do hear
ever
about
filmed.
shark attacks and stuff, like at the beach, or surfers will get bit, but it's almost like...
Oh, it's very rare. We kill millions of sharks every year, and sharks kill, 13 of us. We're winning.
Yeah.
But not in the water.
I just remember there was another video of a shark just getting hugs or like a massage or something. I can't remember which video it was.
That is your imagination.
No,
Sharks don't like massages. They like...
It was a cute shark that was... Okay, I'll stop.
It was an adorable death machine. All right. Next story. This is my story of the week. This is fascinating. All right. You got to stick with me because it sounds very weird. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't credit that last story. That last story was submitted by I'm a Nobody, and it was submitted to the subreddit GIFs. All right. This one, submitted by Fagers91 to the subreddit Today I Learned. Today I learned UB76 is a mysterious Russian radio signal. For almost 40 years, a repeating buzzing sound has been broadcasted through though every few years it stops and a Russian voice reads numbers and Russian names. So since the 70s, there's been this radio signal. It's, if you're curious, it's 4625 kilohertz. And the earliest known recordings are from 1982, but apparently it's been broadcasting longer than that.
So it's like the Simpsons of signals into outer space.
It is long running. It's the upstairs downstairs of, or whatever long running British drama you want to go with. But apparently, people have tried to track down the source of the signal, and it keeps moving around. And we know the buzzing noise is manually created, and we know that this is not a recording. Now, and then
so it's not a recording that's been playing for the last...
No, this is a live broadcast coming from somewhere in Russia. And it says here, since the millennium, voice messages have become more and more frequent. And, weird stuff comes off it. They start playing snippets from Swan Lake. And then, at one point, a female voice counted from 1 to 9. And, a question mark was transmitted in Morse code. And then, a strange telephone conversation will be overheard. And no one has been able to figure out what this is.
They haven't found the transmitter.
They've apparently found, at one point, someone found a radio tower that this had been broadcast, but they triangulated it to one, and they found it vacant. Like, I guess it hadn't broadcast to there for a while. But no one has been able to track this thing down for 40 years. That's the crazy thing. This isn't like, you know, some internet meme
Not like
thing.
pirate radio for like... It's like a pirate radio station that's been
No,
on
this
the run.
isn't like the movie Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Now more people have just got on board. They're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that you compared it to a movie from the 80s, now I understand.
That's probably where the idea came from.
No, for the Pump Up the Volume?
Yeah. No, the other.
Well, it
I'm
can't be the other way.
reversing.
No, this is from the 70s.
Oh.
All right, but then the crazy thing is, in 2013, for the first time, UVB 76 issued an order. And it just said, Command 135 initiated in Russia.
That's crazy.
Right? Like, so I assume there's just a bunch of Russian dudes somewhere that once that was broadcasted went like came online.
Like Sleeper Cell woke up.
Yes, it was the Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah.
And who knows what happened at that point.
Well, where do you find this recording?
You can tune into it. If you have a shortwave radio, you can tune into it.
Like, how far does it reach?
I don't know, because like there is a global like community trying to figure this out for many, many years. So I don't know too much about shortwave radio. I don't know. I mean, maybe like people in Alaska get it or something, but yeah, isn't that
That's crazy.
like captures your imagination? Like, what could this possibly? And even if it is something not nefarious, like this is, if it's a prank, it's a prank that someone has kept going for 40 years.
Like, you'd think that someone had to pass this on to a family member.
Right. Like, this is like, oh, my father started this prank and I have
I gotta keep it
I
going.
have continued the tradition. This is like my, you know, it's like a blacksmith. Like, he had an apprentice at one point. It's like, yeah, just throw whatever you want in there. Like, play Swan Lake, like whatever. Just like, as long as you're communicating in Russian and keeping it creepy, you got it. So I don't know. I want this story to develop.
I am curious. I am intrigued.
All right. So there's that craziness. Let's do another video. Oh, you know what? No. Let's do some images. As long as we're talking about kind of like an adventure. Keep an adventure vibe on this show. This one, unfortunately, had very little explanation. But the post is just, it was submitted by...
Eat a sandwich.
by... don't shame people. We'll get kicked off the internet.
Oh, that's fair.
It's submitted by I Bleed Orange to the subreddit Interesting as Fuck. And it is. These are apparently skeletons found in Roman catacombs. So this is on some Indiana Jones business.
Yeah. Do we know how long these date back?
I mean, it's gotta be...
That's incredible.
Yeah, and I assume these have to be... Unfortunately, I have zero information on this, but these have to be, like, restored.
The color is just rich.
Right. So, and I mean, you know, these aren't amateur photos. So, like, these are displayed. But this is craziness. It's like the... This is so stupid, but it's like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. But in real life.
Yeah.
And, like, all the decorative stuff and...
Like, they also insert things into the eyes so that they look like
Right.
they have
I don't know
eyes.
what this is. I mean, it's Roman, and, like, the one seems to be some sort of, maybe, depiction of...
Christ figure?
Yeah, I don't... Maybe?
With a sword?
There's an archaeologist watching right now, and I hope there is, going like, you idiots.
Leave it in the comments. We don't
Really?
know what's
Yeah,
going
we
on.
want...
Please explain
Oh,
this.
my... we will credit you. We will everything. But yeah, there's some I don't know what to say. I wish
Like,
I
did
had.
these people wear this stuff in life, or did they only get it?
No,
when
I
they
think
were
this
dead?
is some sort of like a ceremonious sort of thing going on. Maybe I tried find I couldn't find anything beyond the actual post. And let's face it, it's anything we find out will just ruin it. Like it's way more fun to just let our imaginations run on it. Like who were these people? Why did whoever they were with do this? But super super fascinating. I kind of want to go. Like if I ever end up in Rome, this is like
That is, yeah.
straight from the airport. I'm going to this crazy thing. All right.
If you could do a weekend at Bernie's with these,
A really
So-
really expensive weekend with Bernie's.
yeah.
Maybe. You know what? We'll stick with the. This is kind of. I just realized, like, last week we had a lot of animal videos. This week it's kind of a lot of like people doing craziness. This one submitted to the subreddit "Whoa Dude" by Bunyip Pouch. Fair enough.
Sounds delicious.
Sure, it does sound like something on a menu. Like, and speaking of menus, it's called Dinner in the Sky. Again, no explanation on this one. Just a bunch of people.
So that's like a kitchen setup hanging from some kind of.
There's like a
thing?
kitchen in the middle. There's at least one server, one chef, maybe a sous chef.
You have to make a lot of food in that tiny little space.
Right. Also,
Or if that's food that hasn't already been prepared. But I'd have to imagine.
and they're finishing it. He does have a grill there, but
yeah.
one thing you will notice is half these dudes couldn't look more bored. Just, oh, it's Wednesday. Let's have our sky dinner.
Privilege. Check your privilege.
That's it is. It's also that's a lot of white people.
Do we know?
This is a white people thing.
So there's no explanation. The word finance is on the back, so they seem to be from an English-speaking country.
And is that what it says on the back of the chairs? Okay. Really, does it surprise you that it's some sort of financial company that's doing
Not
this?
at all,
It's
not
like,
at all.
we'll have a crane lunch, thank you. Do you think this is like a third-party thing?
Like someone you hire out to make these meals happen?
Well, I'm sure like they had to figure out, but do you think it was like the company that's just like, oh, it's so boring having these meetings on a yacht.
Well, do they actually do any business, or are they just trying to impress
It's
their
got-
clients?
I mean, it's
During
gotta
this.
be. No, it is absolutely a business thing because I mean I don't want to assume anything about these people. Well, I've assumed
They're all wearing
I've assumed
suits.
plenty about. Yeah, they're all wearing suits. Doesn't seem to be any sort of like wife girlfriend boyfriend thing going on. It does look like if you Photoshop this and cut everything out, that looks like an extremely boring like business lunch.
Yes.
But they're up over. I mean, yeah, you did say it's finance, so it's an English-speaking country, I think. Looks European.
It's like they got on that one ride at Six Flags that you just drop super fast.
And had a really nice lunch. Just how bored do you
Wait,
have to be?
are they hanging on something, or is
I think it's a
balloon
crane.
or something?
No, well, I think
Oh,
it's a
crane.
crane situation.
Okay.
Um,
What's that balloon in the back?
that may or may not
Or a,
be
a satellite dish?
related. I don't know. I like all the amateur detective work we're doing this episode.
I'm seeing things in the street below. Looks like a Chinatown area. Okay.
Yeah, that's all we got for you. All right, I think that's it for today.
Well, all right.
All right, well, this has been The Front Page. I've been Tyler Slayton.
I'm Neil Figuracion.
We will see you next time.